God fucking damn it, Mumkey. Why did you do this? Why did you put me in this position? You motherfucker. This. Why would you do this? Why would you do this, you fucking idiot? Mumkey put out a video why he was kicked from the PCP. Mumkey was kicked from the PCP today, and he frames everything flippantly and incorrectly, including outright lies, such as that he was kicked from the Insufferable Social Media Argument podcast by way of being kicked from the PCP, even though I explicitly told him that I would do the last 2 episodes with him if he was up for it. If you don't want to do it, Mumkey, that's your fucking problem. That's you being an emotional piece of shit about me, your abandonment issues over me kicking you out of the PCP, which I did. I did kick Mumkey out. I was voting against him staying in for a vast multitude of reasons that I will now get into. The biggest of which is bringing Jesse back, but this was not Jesse's idea, per se. Jesse merely stated that if Mumkey was gone, he would come back, and that opened the conversation up again. But I was completely willing to do the last 2 episodes of ISMA. I even thought it would be really funny if our slow motion suicide was this particular grievance, but you fucked it up by pissing me off, by representing everything wrong. So here's what really happened. And the problem with Mumkey's video is that it's 5 minutes long and he super condensed an entire year of arguing that has been nonstop. Do not let him make you think that this came out of nowhere at the end here. This has been a constant issue since Mumkey joined the PCP. So what happened was, we found Mumkey because Jesse found his video on on the Reddit front page, and he loved it. We all became fans. We slowly started all talking to him. We thought he was funny, and we brought him into the PCP because, I don't know, we hadn't learned our lesson yet that you shouldn't invite people who you're not already friends with. Which is why we ended up kicking out Jeff, because we never really became friends with him and he wasn't really active. So, we just said, well, let's get rid of him. In Mumkey's case, we all really liked his content and he's really easy to work with. Mumkey has an amazing work ethic. He's, a fairly funny guy. He's easy to work with. He will always show up on time, which is something I can't even give Jesse credit for. So, there are advantages to having Mumkey around. And don't let me act like I have no grievances with Jesse in any of this, but Jesse's the victim in this situation, and Mumkey trying to frame it as though this is all Jesse's fault is extremely disingenuous. So, Mumkey is friends with a group of people who are trolls, outright. That is what they do for fun. They actively troll people. Mr. Meatman, Cream Man, Princess Natlord, Bedhead Bernie. There's probably more. Those are the names. These are the people you should be banning from your communities. Do not let them in your Discord servers. They are bad people. They're probably going to come after me now because I said that. I don't give a fuck. Don't talk to them. They are trolls. They actively seek communities to fuck with people, and I'll get into some of the ways that they do that later. So these people are friends with Mumkey. And Mumkey is not responsible for them trolling anybody. What he is responsible for is that he is friends with them. He encourages their behavior because he thinks it's funny. He thinks trolling is funny. And, you should know that. You watch his videos, he actively encourages, different levels of trolling. One of his biggest videos is celebrating Reactor for his trolling efforts. Though I think Reactor's trolling is largely harmless, but, these guys are malicious. Cream Man was hounding Jesse. This is a guy who was not just making angry videos and comments and all that shit, which is alone is annoying enough that Mumkey shouldn't have been associating with him anymore. Mumkey should not have been, and this is something everyone in the PC agreed on from the beginning and we all made clear to Mumkey. He's framing it as though we all said he never did anything wrong. We have all told him many times to not associate with these people. The PCP ethos, commenter rules. You guys know how we feel about fucking bad commenters and bad trolls. We were extremely against him continuing to associate with these people. However, holding Mumkey directly accountable for the actions of his friends was something that many of us were not willing to go to the level of. We were not willing to say, Mumkey, it's your fault that we're all getting trolled. Even though, had we not associated with him, none of these people would have known who we were. We would not have invited Mumkey's fan base, who has ruined the comment section on the PCP, who ruined the fan chat, which was already, you know, whatever, but like, his people kept coming in there and doing raids on it. And by the way, after they had all been banned from that chat, he unbanned them for whatever reason. He thought it was funny. So he has been complicit in the actions of these trolls many times. And he actively shares their content. He claims that he doesn't anymore, even though it's been less than a month since the last time he posted a Mr. Meatman video on his channel, which is all trolling Psy and fucking David Clegg, which Mumkey will claim many times that yes, he did step in and tell them to stop trolling Jesse. Why did he tell them to stop trolling Jesse? Because it was affecting his standing in the PCP and he didn't want to be kicked out. He doesn't care that they troll people, because they still troll Psy and Clegg. And because those two, well, Clegg has complained about it, but Clegg's a monster. He's a pedophile. Of course it's worth trolling him, but Psy, who just kind of puts up with it and, I don't know, is unwilling to speak out that he doesn't like it, because he clearly doesn't. He has problems with the fact that he's trolled all the time, but Mumkey has been complicit in that trolling. He posted Mr. Meatman's video doing that not long ago, which was also kind of trolling me and him in the Insufferable Social Media Argument podcast. And these guys tweet bullshit at me all the time that Mumkey retweets. He leaves shitty comments on my videos that get 1 million upvotes, and I just let it all pass me by, because in the end, I like working with the guy. He's easy to work with. He's a funny dude who's always on time. Easy to work with. So, the real problem is that these trolls were harassing Jesse on a much deeper level than that. They were contacting his family. They were like trying to share his personal information. They were doxing him. They were, you know, threatening him with death threats to just send him weird shit. It said they were gonna send his mom a bunch of dildos or something like that. There was a time where they bought his website, and Mumkey frames it that he got them to give Jesse back the website. No, he got them to sell Jesse the website for the same price that they paid for it, which they should not have been legally able to buy in the first place, because it's protected by copyright, because it's endlessjess.com. Endless Jess is a copyright of Jesse. Jesse doesn't have the money to take these people to court over that. So, yeah, he helped a little bit to get Jesse to face the indignity of buying back his own website. So, you know, Mumkey, you can't present yourself as a hero here. All you were trying to do was cover your ass. You were not trying to defend Jesse, and that's understandable, because when Mumkey joined the chat, Jesse and Mumkey were butting heads a lot, because even though they were both fans of one another's content, they never had time to really become pals. There was never a point where everybody was like super friendly with Mumkey. It was kind of contentious right from the start, and that's what led to all these problems. Jesse and Mumkey said a lot of really hurtful things to one another. Jesse apologized, Mumkey apologized. I won't get into how real I think anyone's apologies were. I know Jesse's were sincere. Jesse doesn't think Mumkey's were very sincere. It doesn't matter. They both said a lot of bad things. They both apologized. Mumkey tried to make this right later on. But the thing is that what he tried to make right was the trolling against Jesse. He did not try to disassociate himself from the trolls. He did not try to stop them from trolling other people. He continued to associate with them. And as a result, in being associated with Mumkey, anyone else associated with him got the same trolling. As soon as Jesse was gone, Mr. Meatman suddenly becomes my patron, gets into my Patreon Discord, starts posting fake screenshots of Mother's Basement's Discord, where they're calling me like a dirty Jew and how they're gonna like gas me or some shit, like a bunch of dumb bullshit. But one of my fans, of course, fucking fell for the bait and tweeted it at Mother's Basement. Like, it's just annoying. You know, I'm not saying that Mr. Meatman caused me some huge problem for me, but, like, I shouldn't have to deal with this. And I wouldn't if I wasn't associated with someone who knows these people, who has, you know, kept them around, who has kept them from getting bored. Because all trolls need is attention. That's what they want. They want you to get mad, and they want to be celebrated for their deeds. This is a guy who is continually celebrating these trolls, who's sharing their videos all the time, who's retweeting them all the time. And look, I was willing to look past all of that because the trolling doesn't affect me that strongly, and I like working with Mumkey. But, like, there's no avoiding the fact that this had a huge emotional effect on Jesse, you know? And you could say that's Jesse's problem or whatever, but it's also my problem because Jesse's my best friend. And I want him around. I want him in the PCP. I don't want him to be suffering. And if something I can do can help with that, I'd like to help. And it sucked that we were in a position where it was make a decision between Jesse and Mumkey, but Jesse was not comfortable with Mumkey around, you know, and we want Jesse because he's a he is the founding member of this fucking podcast. Jesse is the PCP because the Horseshoe Crew was named after the Horseshoe Reviews and the Horseshoe King. That's the origin. 5 friends: Digi Bro, Endless Jess, Nate, Ben, Hippo. And Hippo has been uncomfortable ever since Jesse left and been outright stating he wanted Mumkey out of the PCP. So don't let Mumkey try to tell you that everyone else was okay with it. Hippo outright has stated from the beginning, I don't want Mumkey in here if it's causing this problem. And I've been uncomfortable with it, but ultimately I didn't want to do anything unless Jesse said he wanted it to resolve. Because I thought Jesse has always been saying the PCP was a mistake. He's had a lot of problems with the group in the past, and he has problems with the internet in general. I thought it would be healthiest for Jesse to leave the internet, and if Jesse's leaving, Mumkey might as well stay. But if Jesse wants to come back, Mumkey can go. That's how I've always seen it, from the start. When I went to Jesse's house, I told him, you tell us kick Mumkey, we kick Mumkey, and he said, you don't have to kick Mumkey, I'll leave. Because Jesse saw it as a betrayal on his friend's part that we were supporting Mumkey at all. He saw it as, shouldn't the fact that I'm emotionally damaged by this be enough for you to kick him? And I don't disagree with that. I'm on board with Jesse. The only reason I didn't say let's kick Mumkey for Jesse's sake is that I thought it would be better for Jesse to leave the internet, and he didn't seem like he wanted to be in the PCP. But the PCP is changing a lot right now. The PCP is growing rapidly, it's gaining more and more subscribers, it's gaining more and more Patreon revenue, and it's becoming more of a career for the people involved with it. And it's a very important thing for some of the members, because not everybody in the PCP is as successful as I am. I don't need the PCP, which is why I'm not on it that much. And we've started limiting it to 5 people, and everybody who wants to be on is on because, you know, it makes them a decent paycheck. So, of course, everybody wants to be on now. And, of course, Mumkey wants to be on now because it was easy money for him. And since I'm throwing shade anyways, and I wouldn't even be doing this, Mumkey, if you didn't say you were quitting the ISMA, which I openly said I would do the last 2 episodes with you, and I wanted to be able to work with you in the future, and I hope we still can. I hope that all of this blows over, and you just get over it, because you're being a fucking bitch right now. But I think you were shit on the PCP. I think Mumkey was the worst co-host on the PCP. Mumkey was rarely funny. He often didn't talk much. He was often the least talkative, and when he talked, it wasn't that interesting. Jesse, meanwhile, was always gold on the PCP. So just from a business standpoint, if we're kicking one of them, we're kicking Mumkey. He's not the best on the fucking show, you know? And he shows up all the time because it's easy money. So you've got Mumkey on nearly every show, and that convinces people like, oh, well, he's reliable. Yeah, but is he funny? Is he helping the show? Is he being funny? Or is he showing up, saying almost nothing, collecting a paycheck, and inviting shit commenters into our fucking comment field? That's how I see it. I know the rest of the PCP is going to be pissed at me for posting this on the PCP channel, but that's what I plan to do. I don't think he was the best PCP member. Just saying. And I was, again, I don't have a huge problem with Mumkey as a person, but Mumkey would not stop associating with these people after we told him he should stop. And we all foolishly had it in our heads that, like, being around us would somehow change his behavior. And the thing is, it's a fundamental difference in worldview. Mumkey sees it as, he just doesn't see this the same way that the rest of us do. He's not someone who would ever write commenter rules or record commenter rules because he thinks that free speech somehow means everybody gets a platform that you provide, which we have rallied against incessantly with perfect logic, and the fact that he doesn't see that means he's a fucking idiot. Like, honestly, your views on free speech, Mumkey, are stupid. Like, you are outright stupid about how you feel about that. You don't have to provide anybody a platform. That's not your fucking job. That's not what free speech is. You fucking idiot. And we've been complaining about this since the fucking beginning. We've been telling you this was a problem. Everybody has had a problem with the way you handle this. The problem we didn't have with you was we didn't want to blame you for the actions of your friends. That's the only thing that we were saying Jesse is not being reasonable about. But I think Jesse was totally justified in the way he felt because he's the one getting trolled. Of course he feels that way. Anyone would feel that way. Anyone would want to find a way away from that. We shouldn't have a guy on our team who invites people to our team that insult our team. Our comments have been fucking garbage since he joined because these people think it's okay to shit on us because that's what he invites, because every fucking week when he posts a video, he has a comment of the week on the video that's someone shitting on him because that's what he thinks is funny and the rest of us don't. It's not our sense of humor. He's never really fit the PCP sense of humor. We fucked up by inviting him onto the PCP in the first place. And we all know that. And the only reason we won't kick him out is a moral reason. We feel bad about kicking out a guy, about costing him money for something he didn't outright do. He did not troll Jesse. He just was complicit in people who are trolls. Yes, he tried to defend Jesse, as he said in his video, but he did not try to defend the actions. Like, he didn't try to put himself away from people who do that. His mindset, his type of content, his personality encourages this, and that's the problem. That's why I wanted distance from him, because I'm now getting trolled by Mr. Meatman, who would never have heard of me if not for the fact that I associate with Mumkey Jones. And it's not Mumkey's fault per se, but he hasn't done anything to absolve it. What if he had never associated with these guys? What if he told them in the beginning, it's not cool what you're doing, but he doesn't think that. He thinks it's funny what they're doing, you know, and that's just his sense of humor, and I'm not saying he's a bad guy. None of this is about Mumkey being evil. He wants to frame it like we're making a moral judgment of him. It's nothing about that. It's about, what do I want in my life? I don't want trolls. I don't want that I have to see on my email a Patreon like, oh, you got $1 from Mr. Meatman, and me recognize that name and be furious all night. I was furious. I couldn't sleep. I was so angry that Mr. Meatman was going to come into my Patreon Discord to fuck with my people, and that's exactly what he did. I don't need that in my life, and it wouldn't happen if I wasn't associated with Mumkey. You know, I know Nate wants this to be a logical argument, and he wants us to be able to list out facts. And Ben and Nate want us to be able to say, Mumkey, you did something wrong. Mumkey didn't do something wrong. He was complicit in something wrong. He has a personality that contributes to something wrong, a comedic style that contributes to something wrong. And being associated with that is bad for our brand. It's bad for business. It's bad for friendship. It's bad because Jesse doesn't feel comfortable with him around to the point that he left the PCP. And I don't feel comfortable with it because the PCP has been incredibly uncomfortable with Jesse not around. He's basically, my best friend is a persona non grata in my podcast. You know, I can't mention my friend because I'm scared of what another guy on the show, a new guy who's the worst contributor to the show, I'm worried that his fans are going to shit on Jesse. I hope all of Mumkey's fans come after me now, by the way. Fuck Jesse, I'm your new bad guy. Fuck with me, because I can deal. But, you know, I am uncomfortable as a member of the PCP. I even threatened at one point that if we don't kick Mumkey, I'll leave too. Because I'm thinking of this in the long term. The PCP has a plan to eventually move everyone into one city and make this a long-term commitment. We have a plan to move everyone to one place and work on this show for years. We want this to be big. We want it to be something that people are coming in droves to, and we don't need a toxic influence on our audience to be a part of that. In comparison, when we could have a founding member who's responsible for all the best episodes of the PCP, who everyone considers a fucking genius. Yes, Jesse's very hard to work with. Jesse has his own way of doing things. He very easily can be flown off the handle and disappear for a couple months. But when he's around, we get the best episodes of the podcast. We all hate the yellow thing. We all hate it. Jesse hates it. It ruined our friendship for a few months. We'd prefer nobody ever brings it up, but it's the funniest episode of the PCP. It's the one everybody remembers, and it wouldn't be that way if Jesse wasn't there. None of the best episodes would be that way. Remember the Virginity cast? That's my favorite episode of the PCP. My story's great. Jesse's story is legendary. Mumkey recapped the plot of Moonlight. It wasn't funny. Nobody got it because it's not our style of humor. I'm just saying, from every standpoint, if someone had to go, obviously it's the guy who's less good for the show than the fucking artistic genius who we all love so much that that's why we started hanging out. The basis of this group was we all thought Jesse was cool and that's why we hang out. You think we're gonna pick Mumkey over that? A guy whose videos have gotten completely stale, who does the same 2 videos every fucking week. The only thing I still watch from you, Mumkey, is It Kino, because I need podcasts to listen to while I play video games. Like, your shit's gotten stale, dude, and you need to fucking rectify yourself before you come swinging at everybody else and painting yourself as the victim in a scenario where you are not the victim. And don't try to act like I canceled ISMA when I fucking told you I'd do the last 2 episodes. And I still will if you want to. Peace!